Friends, I have good news to share with you today. $3 billion are being returned to taxpayers, and lawmakers have just announced that many Americans will be able to claim a surprise relief check in just a few weeks. This is thanks to big budget surpluses and President Biden's recently passed legislation. These fourth stimulus payments are expected to go out in batches starting in October. Friends, please make sure you watch until the end of this video for all the new details on these stimulus payments. To say thank you for joining me here every day, I'm giving away 4 $75 Walmart gift cards every week. Please make sure that you click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. And please stay tuned, because in a video later today, I'll be announcing the winner.
I'm strictly focused on winning the next election. Do you want to talk about that? Okay, is that your question? Who's next? And let me just say about Spanberger's letter. First of all, her bill is contained in this bill. Other members had ideas too to improve upon the bill. So I didn't see, I don't know what her statement is, but it is contrary to what the House Administration Committee. I said to them, whatever the members want to do, I fully support. And they took her bill, added others that made the bill stronger, as a matter of fact. So this is an interesting press release, but it's more important to write a bill. Well, you have to have the votes to bring it up.
You don't think you have the votes?
Well, we'll see. We'll work to have the vote. We don't go from one day to the next. But I think we should have legislation. There are others who have spoken out against the bill. And again, this is the legislative process. But it is how you described her characterization is not accurate. Her bill is in the bill. Others had ideas too. And that's what the committee put forth. But it's good press, because you asked the question. Anybody else?
So friends, here is a big news. State officials have just announced that Massachusetts must return $3 billion in surplus tax revenue back to taxpayers. State Auditor Suzanne Bump confirmed that the Baker administration's estimate of $2.94 billion in excess tax revenue must be returned under the 1986 voter-approved law. It is the second time that the law will return money back to Massachusetts residents. Earlier this week, Administration and Finance Secretary Michael Heffernan said he anticipated that the taxpayers should expect to get back a chunk of the surplus in the proportion that they paid in, but did not offer details about when or how they could expect to receive their money. The state's tax haul blew far beyond expectations for the past 2 years, allowing state officials to bulk up the rainy day savings account balance to about $7 billion, triggering the 1986 voter-approved law. Under this law, a return of nearly $2 billion will be going out to the American people. Governor Charlie Baker last month filed a fiscal year 2022 closeout budget that sets aside nearly $3 billion to be returned to taxpayers and leaves the legislature about $1.5 billion in surplus dollars to spend. Select residents in Massachusetts are already going to start receiving $500 direct payments from the state. This is part of the state's Essential Employee Premium Pay program. The latest round of relief payments went out to more than 300,000 residents. In the first year of the crisis, the federal government issued 3 rounds of stimulus checks. The payments are open to Massachusetts residents who worked and filed a tax return for 2021. Eligible single filers may earn no more than $39,000, but that threshold increases for larger household sizes. A family of 4 with income less than $79,500 can receive the full payment. Although the short-term economic pressures that necessitated the federal stimulus checks have eased, the financial consequences of the crisis are still being felt by millions of Americans. One state official has said, obviously with inflation rate, this relief is not going to last very long, but it might help with your gas bills and some of the incidentals that are racking up now. So friends, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that more relief should be provided to Americans? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Friends, the keyword for this video is Ruby Falls. If you would like to enter today's Walmart gift card giveaway, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below this keyword, which is Ruby Falls, and additional keywords of any video of mine that you watch. And do make sure, friends, that you are subscribed to my channel. After hitting an alarming 40-year high in June, the Federal Reserve's preferred benchmark for consumer inflation is once again flashing a warning sign about the persistence of high prices. The Bureau of Economic Analysis said that the personal consumption expenditures price index for August rose by 6.2% from a year ago, following a revised July reading of 6.4%. The core inflation measure excludes the categories of food and energy and is the number watched most closely by Fed policymakers. That number rose by 4.9% on a year-over-year basis in August. The latest inflation data puts more pressure on Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who has vowed to make taming inflation the central bank's overarching focus. The Fed has been battling to get runaway inflation under control for many months now by raising its benchmark interest rate, initiating the most aggressive tightening cycle in 4 decades, with a total of 5 increases so far this year, including 3 back-to-back hikes of 0.75 percentage point each. But to date, economists say the minimal extent to which headline inflation has moderated is almost entirely a function of lower energy costs. This is reflected in the stubborn persistence of high core inflation, which backs out energy as well as food prices. According to CNN News, this is bad news for the Fed. Its primary policy tool, which is raising interest rates and making it more expensive to borrow money in order to cool demand, has had no effect on the supply shocks that have characterized the current inflation situation. Fed Vice Chair Brainard was blunt in her assessment of the seriousness of domestic and global economic risks. She has told reporters, inflation is very high in the United States and abroad, and the risk of additional inflationary shocks cannot be ruled out. So friends, what are your thoughts on this? Please let me know how inflation has affected your lives. That is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this evening. Thank you so much, friends, for joining me here every day when I post a video. Please stay tuned because in a video later today, I'll be announcing a winner for the Walmart gift card giveaway. Remember to enter the keywords in the comments section below. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and blessed day.